Hello everyone, I'm back with another viewer's request video. Abby Tabby asked, do you plan on making a video about Bran? I would like to know how his journey will be from this point onward, what sort of powers he might have, and how he will play a role in the upcoming events. So, in this video, I'll talk about Bran's journey and where it will lead in the end. I'll also post the top 10 attractive characters, Hodor's return video, and a super cool theory about Dany's child soon. Make sure to subscribe this channel and also click on the bell next to it so that you won't miss it. Do you remember the lines I read from the books in my How the Direwolf Crossed the Wall video? The three-eyed raven has been watching the Starks for a long time because he was waiting for Bran. Not only did he watch the birth of Ned Stark, he also watched the birth of Bran. He saw Bran's first step, heard his first word. He was even a part of his first dream. It's so nice to see that Bran got his stalker even before he was born. Just kidding. When Bran saw Jaime and Cersei together, Jaime threw him from the tower and he almost died. I read a few more lines in the Direwolf video where Bran is falling and is about to die, but the three-eyed raven tries to convince Bran to fly, to choose to live, because it's very important that Bran survives. When Bran asks why, he says, because winter is coming. You know what this means? Bran has some important role in the future. As I said in my Who is the Prince That Was Promised and Azor Ahai video, I think the three heads of the dragons are the three saviors who will help humans defeat the White Walkers. Why would there be a prophecy about just a Targaryen? The prophecy should be about the saviors. The prophecy was meant as a warning and also as a guide. And I think that Bran is one of those three saviors.
I saw that too.
What else have you seen?
The only one thing that matters. You.
Bran is a greenseer. You must be thinking that the three-eyed raven is a greenseer too. So how come Bran is different from him? I'll read a few lines from the books between Bran and Jojen. You are a greenseer. No, said Jojen. Only a boy who dreams. The greenseers were more than that. They were walks as well, as you are. And the greatest of them could wear the skins of any beast that flies or swims or crawls, and could look through the eyes of the werewolves as well and see the truth that lies beneath the world. The gods give many gifts, Bran. My sister is a hunter. To me, the gods gave the green dreams. And to you, you could be more than me, Bran. You are the winged wolf, and there is no saying how far and high you might fly if you had someone to teach you. How can I help you master a gift I do not understand? We remember the first man in the neck and the children of the forest who were their friends. But so much is forgotten, and so much we never knew.
You can get inside his head, see through his eyes.
Only when I'm asleep.
You're a warg.
It's not just wolves. Sometimes in my dreams,
Three-eyed raven.
does it have anything to do with warging?
No, the raven is something different, something deeper. The raven brings to sight.
Seeing things that haven't happened yet.
Things that happened long before you were born, or things that are happening right now, thousands of miles away.
When my father died, I dreamt it.
You didn't dream it, you saw it. So did I.
You have the sight too.
Did you notice that Jojen didn't say they can walk into anyone who walks? He didn't say that the greenseers could walk into a human. And judging from what we have seen of the three-eyed raven so far, neither could he. Bran is the only one to have done that so far. Jojen said there is no saying how far and high he might fly if he has someone to teach him. Do you remember what Benjen Stark said to Bran?
You are the three-eyed raven, no?
I didn't have time to learn. I can't control anything.
One way or another, he will find his way to the world of men. When he does, you will be there waiting for him, and you will be ready.
He said one way or another, the Night King will find his way to the world of men, and when he does, Bran will be waiting for him. By the way, when you watched this scene, did you imagine the Night King singing one way or another for Bran too? Imagine him just chilling around singing One Direction's song.
One way or another, I'm gonna get you.
Anyways, Do you remember how every time people saw the Night King or the White Walkers, how terrified they were? Even Jon seemed scared. But from the way Benjen was talking to Bran, it felt like he thinks that the Night King is the one who should be scared of Bran. That is, when Bran is ready. And maybe the Night King was scared of Bran, because the second he found out where Bran was hiding, he wasted no time in gathering his army and attacking the cave. I think it's kind of like Voldemort and Harry Potter. He wanted to finish the threat to him before it could get more powerful. He killed the three-eyed raven because he didn't want him to teach Bran any more than what he already had, which he probably guessed isn't much since Bran ended up right in front of him. Do you think the Night King was scared of Bran? If the answer is yes, why? It brings me to your second question, that is, Bran's powers. If you've watched my Starkblood video, you already know my theory for what activated Bran, Jojen and the Three-Eyed Raven's powers. The Three-Eyed Raven already told Bran that he had been a part of his dreams ever since Bran started dreaming. This theory will also explain why Bran never saw him until after his fall. Once his powers were activated, he was able to see the Three-Eyed Raven in his dreams. When he failed to break Bran's chains himself, he sent Jojen and Mira to free Bran from his chains to make him fly.
You can't kill it, you know.
Why not?
Because the Raven is you. We've come a long way to find you, Brandon. And we have much farther to go.
Which brings me to my another crazy theory about who sent the cat's paw to kill Bran. But I'll talk about that in another video. As I said earlier, I think that Bran is way more powerful than the Three-Eyed Raven. Bran has already done something that no greenseer could have ever done. That is, walk into a human Hodor. No one else has ever done that before. So, just like Jojen said earlier, with Bran, I think anything is possible. His powers or his abilities are limitless. Only Bran doesn't know it yet. He has already broken all the records. As for what these powers are, let's take a look at them. The first one is warging or skin changing. You already know that Bran can walk into his direwolf Summer and a human Hodor. In the books, he can also walk into a raven and fly with the murder. Did you ever wonder who else he can walk into? I already said last year that I believe that Bran can walk into a white. I still believe he can because we know whites retain some part of their memories even after their deaths. The ones who tried to kill Lord Commander Mormont knew, or rather remembered, exactly where his solar was. If they were completely mind-controlled by the Night King, how will he know exactly where the Lord Commander's tower was? Arthur was very quiet about it. He killed the guard outside Jon's door silently. He meant to sneak in and quietly kill Mormont. The guard he killed still had his sword in his belt, which means Arthur snuck up on him. When Jon tried to warn the Night's Watch, Arthur stopped him. I'll read a line from the books. When he opened his mouth to scream, the white jammed its black corpse fingers into Jon's mouth. And there were two whites. I believe that Jafer Flower's job was to create a distraction while Arthur killed Jeor Mormont. So he attacked the other members of the Night's Watch. Can you see what I'm trying to say here? Do they sound like mindless zombies or like the walkers from The Walking Dead to you? What Arthur and Jafer Flowers did shows intelligence. Their attack was too coordinated. And did you ever think why the Night King only left 2 whites for this mission when there were 6 more rangers with Benjen? It's because too many dead bodies would have raised some alarms. They were barely able to bring these 2 to Castle Black because the horses refused to carry them. If there were more dead bodies, they probably would have burned them right there. All this shows a very planned and coordinated strategy, something you might expect from Tyrion. And we know very little about the Whites. We don't know what else they are capable of. Who knows, they might even be able to speak. If Benjen Stark can die and come back like his former self, why can't the Whites do the same? Only their magic will be more twisted and different from Benjen's. My point is, if they do have a mind or have intelligence, we'll never know. Maybe Bran can walk into a white because he will have something to get hold of. Or even better, What if he could walk into a White Walker? If he could do that, he will also be able to control their armies of dead. I have also heard theories about Bran walking into a dragon. I think that would be pretty cool. With Bran, anything is possible. What do you think of these theories? Anyways, his second power is Greensight. We also know that Bran can not only travel to the past by entering a weirwood, which is again something no one else can do, not even the three-eyed raven. I'll read a couple of lines from the books where the three-eyed raven tells Bran that the past cannot be changed. I have my own ghosts, Bran, a brother that I loved, a brother that I hated, a woman I desired. Through the trees, I see them still, but no word of mine has ever reached them. The past remains the past. We can learn from it, but we cannot change it. But Bran was able to change the past, in a way. When he went to the Tower of Joy, he called to Ned and Ned heard him. Later, he went into the past and did something that permanently changed Willis, aka Hodor. I'll explain how he changed Willis in my Hodor's Return video. In the books, Jeor Mormont has a raven which is very different than other ravens. It prefers fruits and corn over meat, which Mr. Aemon thinks is a rare trait. It also seems rather large for its species. I know this theory is a bit far-fetched, so I'll call it a super crazy theory. But I think that either Bran is walking into this raven through time, or he is somehow guiding it, because this raven has helped Jon in the books. Usually, it repeats what it hears, but not always. When Arthur has attacked Jon, the bird started yelling burn, burn on its own, and Jon burns the white. It disappears after Mormont's death and only comes back when the new Lord Commander is being chosen. No candidate had enough votes the first time, so at the time of new votes, it landed on Jon's shoulders, tipping the votes in his favor and making Jon the Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. When Jon is having a dream where he is fighting the dead and a gnarled hand grabs his shoulder, the raven wakes him up and calls him King Jon Snow. Jon thinks it's very weird because it has never called him by his full name before. Maybe he was suggesting that Jon should go to Winterfell. What do you think? Anyways, as you can guess by now, I think Bran is as important as Jon. Probably even more than him, because the Night King wasn't afraid of Jon at Hardhome. He taunted Jon, but he didn't send his dead after him. But he was definitely more scared of Bran and the Three-Eyed Raven. As you saw in the Season 7 promo pics, Bran had reached the wall. Now he will go back to Winterfell, where he will sharpen his abilities and will learn more through the weirwoods. And he will be ready by the time the wall falls. He will probably also reveal Jon's parentage to the others. Maybe that's why Jon was in the crypts in the promo pics. And when Jon and Bran do face the Night King together, probably beside Dany and her dragons, Bran will do some real damage to him, and the three heads of the dragons will defeat the Night King, even if they die in the end. Anyways, it's time to announce one of your comments. Jabo asked, last year you said that you had a theory about a failsafe at Winterfell in case the wall fell. Have you ever done the video? The answer is yes. I explained about the failsafe theory in my What's Hidden in the Crypts of Winterfell video, and later I did a more elaborate one in my Starkblood theory. So, what do you think of these theories? Which ones of Bran's powers do you think is possible, and which ones seem too far-fetched to you? Don't forget to tell us your thoughts in the comments. If you like this video, please click on the like button below, share the video and subscribe to my channel. Have a great day. Bye bye. See you in my next video.